Recorded Books presents The Orchard by Beverly Lewis, narrated by Libby Mcknight. Prologue. April 16, 1970. In the early morning light, I looked out one of my third-floor dormer windows and treasured the springtime rebirth taking place as far as my eyes could see. The orchard was a sea of frilly pink peach blossoms, 50 rolling acres of fruit trees. I wondered how the Garden of Eden could have been any more lovely, and I thanked God for the beauty below. Eager to breathe in the familiar fragrance of the orchard, I raised the window as birdsong beckoned to me. But I also wanted to feel the cool morning dew on my bare feet before doing chores. So, already dressed, I gave my waist-length, light brown hair a good brushing, then twisted and pinned it into a thick bun, not bothering to put on a bandana. I slipped down the 2 flights of stairs in my family's home, then walked out the side door and across the yard and beyond. Unhurried, I wandered past the blooming peach trees, along the grassy strips that separated their rows. Time seemed to slow to the easy ticking of a heavenly clock. Honestly, I was so thankful not to live like our few English neighbors scattered here and there amongst us. Such a racket came from their big tractors and other farming equipment. It was bad enough that planes streaked our skies. Trucks and cars crowded the highways, and folk in the city of Lancaster rushed helter-skelter. But here, my heart drank in the peace of this lovely place, the soft blossoms dusting the atmosphere with their sweet, peachy scent, like honey. As a young girl, I'd declared that the Lord God himself must surely dwell in our orchard, the most splendid spot on earth. If I could, I'd stay here forever, I whispered, ever so content. From behind me I heard swift footsteps and assumed it was my oldest brother, coming to check on the swath of newly planted semi-dwarf apple trees down near Harvest Drive. But to my surprise, it wasn't Jonah, but Evan, my twin. "What you doing up so early, Ellie?" he asked, stopping to roll up his black pant legs. "You nearly beat the dawn." He straightened, a whole head taller than me, almost as tall as our older brothers, Jonah and Rudy, both married, with growing families and places of their own. "It's so fresh and dewy this time of day," I said. "Ain't so?" Evan nodded, a sparkle in his blue eyes, the same shade as mine. "No wonder Adam and Eve walked with God in the garden in the cool of the day, and no better place for a Hostetler to be on such a fine Thursday morning. I'm sad for everyone who doesn't have an orchard to come home to. You remind me of Dottie Hezekiah, coming out here to ramble through the rows." "Yeah," I smiled, happy that Dot's elderly father lived in the small, Dottie house addition to our home, just as he had for nearly 2 decades, since well before Mommy passed away 3 years ago. "Well, he's the one who planted most of these trees back when. They're his children, in a way." Evan gave me a look that suggested I was fair-hoodled. "Do you realize how many of these trees will be gone and new ones planted by the time I'm as old as Dottie is now? The smaller trees bear fruit only up to 25 years, you know." "Well, since Dot's handing these acres over to your care when he retires, it'll be up to you to see to all that someday." I didn't need to remind Evan that being the youngest son was a truly special blessing when it came to taking over the land, and in our case, an orchard too. A blessing for sure, I thought, envying my brother a little. If I'd been born the younger twin and a boy, I'd have been chosen to run the orchard in the future. But alas, women didn't have much say in those matters. It had always been that way amongst the people. We walked for a while, and Evan kept glancing at the sky, now brushed with golden streaks. Something had to be on.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?